So, good morning guys, welcome back. As some of you may know, I'm cameraless at the minute, at least for a wee while. And so today, because I haven't done a vlog for about a month, I thought I'd take you up to our woodland and show you around about what I've been doing, what I'm trying to create, and yeah, just a little mooch around really. And also, you know, I've got some great ideas, but equally, if you guys have got any ideas for me as well, we really appreciate if you could let me know, and then I can obviously implement that, put that into place, and make it even better for the wildlife and for workshops and for people to come and enjoy. So we're just walking up through under the canopy of these beech trees. My two dogs with me today, sporting their poppies around their collars, which is great. So this bit here is rather boggy, as we can see. So there's a natural spring and also a well here. I did a bit of research and it's called Monk's Well. So boggy, and it's all trickling down the path, as you can see there, trickling all the way down. So what I intend on doing, and when we get up the top, there's two quite big craters in there with a lot of mud, debris that needs clearing out, and then create some nice, hopefully some nice pools, ponds, as you can see here. So here we got our only really lot of larch in there. They're a bit messy, a couple of them have come down, and this is a really boggy area. And this all runs down, it's really deep, and it trickles down there, down across the road and onto down into the estuary. You have to bear with me while I'm walking around like this, but have a bit of vision. But this is one of the smaller pools here. Effectively dam it up, make it bigger, and there's a bigger one here, and as you can see there's a body of water in there. Clear some of these trees away and have this as a nice habitat area, because up here this is south west, so you know, the sunlight coming in, just take a few of these trees out and make it a bit clearer. But yeah, that's my idea here. What I'm standing on now, put a little bridge on it, and there's lots of marsh tit and willow tit in here. Because it's quite damp and boggy, it's ideal for them, and they've got nowhere really to nest. So I'm going to create a bit of a habitat in this kind of acre or so in here, and hopefully we'll bring those species on too. But now we're going to take a walk on through. Dogs! Monty, come! Monty, come! Good boy, come on. Come on. It is quite overgrown in here. It's not been managed for so long. And I'm actually standing at the moment a great pile of stones. And this is kind of where the well was. So I want to do a bit more investigation and find out what we can do with that. But yeah, it's all exciting stuff. I say in total, we've got 8.12 acres, bigger than we originally planned. But happy days, more to manage, but equally, you know, it's great to have a bit more space to work with. Yeah, now I'll take you on a bit of a trek through and show you what I've done so far. So I've come through here with a the strimmer and just cut a path in at the top. Have to excuse a noisy Merlin helicopter there, just to my right. Not much you can do about that. Come on, boy, move, come on. There are some lunking great trees in here. It's a beautiful beach. So all these around here, all this here, all this stuff is all bluebells, and they're absolutely everywhere. A really good indicator of ancient woodland, as is holly as well, having that just pop up, self-seeding and stuff. On the outer edge here, there's quite a lot of oak, birch, beech, and this is quite heavily Douglas fir in here. And some of these oak are struggling because of the light being cut out from the fir, but we'll start thinning those out at some point. So it's quite a trek through. Takes quite a bit of doing all this, to be honest, but it's thoroughly enjoyable. And because I've not got a camera at the minute, it allows me to get in and do some work really, and not be pressured into delivering some vlogs. And it's nice to take a break and fresh the mind a little bit and come up with new ideas, rather than bringing out the same type of stuff. It's always difficult. Many vloggers out there will probably appreciate that finding up new material week by week is difficult, because wildlife doesn't always play ball, but this gives me a bit of focus and yeah, for the future. So as you can see there, I've got a bird box there. It's a woodcrete, so it's a mixture of wood fibres and cement, and they're all numbered. That's number 10, and I've got the first kind of 15 boxes are about a 28mm hole for coal tit, blue tit, and then I've got 32mm holes, which are for the bigger species, great tit and flycatcher and things like that. So, and these are dotted all over the shop. Most of them are brown with a black front. There's an old green one up there. This one from the garden. And now we're just approaching sort of the deciduous part now, and all around here. So as you can see here, we've got a lot of badger sets. The dog's obviously quite keen on having a sniff in there, but these are actually quite active. And the plan is here, this mound's been created by years and years of excavation by the badgers, and just in this area here I'll probably clear a section out there and put a raised hide up, so I can get right in on the badgers, probably between these two conifers there, and have it slightly elevated off the ground, get right in on the badgers, and this will all be bluebells in the spring. But yeah, that's one of the many sets that we've got here. I mean, they're literally all over the shop. Walking dog, come on. Maya, come on, go, go. So here we have again, this area has been pretty much opened up by myself. All the way through here was overgrown, and this is all dogs in there again. This is another badger set here, and this is the one I've been doing a lot of trail cam stuff with last year and this year. Monty, away! Monty, away! Come on! Hey, that's away, enough, away, away. And this is the plan here. So this area has been all cleared out, and gonna have a hide about somewhere here. So we've got the badger sets here, south there, west over there, and we're going to have a feeding station in here. There's a nice bit of ivy. I see lots of firecrest, goldcrest, and lots of other bird species in here. It's nice and overgrown. Get some old stumps in here as well. So I have a feeding station there, badgers are over there, and what we'll do is set up and have a hide with a quadruple aspect all the way around. So you've got the badgers at the front, you've got bird feeding station there, behind you've got deer tracks coming down here, and I'll obviously put some more feeders and bits and bobs up there as well. So this is the plan for one of the hides. So this is quite a vast area I've cleared here, and this all in here is primarily deciduous broadleaf. So you've got oak there, you've got birch there, oak, all around, absolutely lovely. I've got boxes positioned. I've stuck a couple of feeders up at the minute here, if you can see there. Just for the minute, a couple of feeders just to keep the birds happy. So apart from the noisy Merlin helicopters, we've got a specialist box there. That's a tree creeper box, and I've got a few of those around, and they're labelled up. You probably won't be able to see that's T1, and obviously tree creeper 1 and 2 around as well. And this feeding station here, as I said, is just temporary at the minute. It's a cracking day in here, and this is absolutely awash with bluebells in here. It's amazing. It's literally, you can't move for bluebells. So really, really nice. Started putting some areas here for wildlife to use, so piles of sticks, great places for rodents and bird species to nest and lay up. And this again is all badger sets in here, and fox earths. So this is going to be the main gate here, so I'm going to have a 12-foot gate across there. Fence will come down, gate will go on, and that's my access through the fields into the gate, and this area is going to be levelled off a little bit. And this is where we're going to have wood store, and we're going to have a cabin as well. So effectively a forester's hut, but also when I'm running workshops, you can have a cabin up here with solar energy and stuff. Some egg brew, have lunch, somewhere we can shelter and stuff like that. So that's going to be in here, and then a wood store over here. But this area has been cleared out by myself. Going to have a fire pit area around here, have some obviously the wood store there and stuff like that to supply the fire pit. But yeah, and I've got boxes all the way around here as well. They're all over the shop. But these are all paths they've put in. This is just to give you some idea of really what I'm planning on doing. There's still tons of work to do yet, but the habitat's great. Say bluebells everywhere, wood anemones, loads of ancient woodland species in here. There's woodpecker holes in trees. You know, there's so much going on here, and I've just started to make some paths in here. Have a wander down, check the trail camera. It's got a few of those set up. In fact, there's one here now. Let's have a quick look. The dog's just going to activate it now. So I had the other day, I don't know if any of you saw from my social media, but I had a stoat run in all the way along here, which was kind of cool. And I think there's a stoat little den down the bottom. But yeah, it comes in here quite a bit, so I'm just going to check the camera, see what's on there. If we've got anything, I'll show it in the clip. We've got the dog. I've got a squirrel, pigeon, 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 squirrel, dog. So yeah, not a lot on there today. Let's reset that one. But it's great to have these around just to give you a bit of an indicator on what's about. I've got 4 or 5 of these dotted around. Come on dogs, let's go. This is where I think there is a stoat. I've got a camera there. I think there's got stoats in here. Comes along and comes down a little tunnel down into here, and that's going to be a great place to set up possibly a little hide or something here. Just get a little pop-up hide, stick it down there, and yeah, hopefully get some stoat action. So it really is, you know, an absolute pleasure really to be able to own a section of woodland like this. You know, for me it's and I've said loads of times, it really is a dream come true. I mean, I'm in here daily. The other day on an old rotten tree log over there, we had a lesser spotted woodpecker in. So that's the third time I've ever seen one. It landed, didn't even hear it call. Similar call to the great spotted, and yeah, fantastic to see it. Just saw it gnawing away, or just drilling away at some of the old dead wood, probably probing insects and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a great thing to see. So in here at the moment, we've got tree creeper, nuthatch, coal tits, blue tits, great tits, usual stuff. I've got the resident buzzard in here, got carrion crows, sparrowhawk. Just the usual stuff. Lots of redwing and fieldfare in here, and a lot of the crow species as well, all roosting here at night, jackdaws and carrion crows. And we're getting woodcock now, which are coming in, and they love all this sort of stuff, this undergrowth here. And it's quite damp in here. I mean, the soil itself is so rich with life. And because I've put these paths in as well now, which is really, really good. Just got a little robin coming in to say hello, and a wren having a little argument. But yeah, loads planned. So we'll have another mooch round. So we've just had a sparrowhawk come right through, and all the birds at the top where the feeders are, it went a massive bomb burst. And yeah, I see one in here probably at least 5 out of 7 trips a week. I probably see them in here. So they really are resident here. I think I've spotted the nest as well, which is further up in the coniferous parks. They like to nest quite high up in conifer trees. But so in total, I've put about 40 boxes up. That ranges from the 28mm hole to the 32mm hole to some tree creeper boxes as well. And I put them in varying heights as well. Coal tits and some of the marsh tits and willow tit species like to nest in just off the ground, so about 1 metre off the ground. So I've put some of those on conifers quite low down, and I'm going to build loads of open fronted boxes through the winter for spotted flycatcher, because they'll like this sort of environment here. So still got quite a lot to do and a lot of boxes to put up. So yeah, it's all rather good, and it's absolutely crawling with fungi in here at the minute. I mean, I can identify a fair few fungus, but there's a few in here I haven't got a clue what they are. But it's certainly nice when you leave dead wood on the ground, not tidy it up too much, that you create that sort of habitat there for fungi to thrive, and obviously all the insects and lots of bird species as well. Pheasant like fungus, just to nip away on. But pheasant's got no chance to do with my dogs; they'll be all over them. But here they come. As we're going around, you might see a lot of these tags here, and they're just literally as an indicator for me not to, when I'm strimming, it's not to strim through a new young beech tree here. Leave these grow on. It's naturally all over the shop in here, so it shows that woodland's in good state and it's starting to regenerate quite happily. But we'll head on down the bottom. So here we've got what I think is now honey fungus that's gone over. It's a bit of a thug old honey fungus and not so good, but this is on dead wood at the minute. But yeah, lots of that. So we're just coming down to the border now. There we go, there's my house there, just there. So nice and close. And this is kind of the view from the bottom end. The path going all the way through here. Okay, we've got things like this. Now this dead oak tree that's come down, or limbs come off, although it may look unsightly, it's actually quite a good place just for shelter for birds. If a sparrowhawk's chasing some small bird, it can get stuck in there, out the way, and hide. And it's nice just to leave stuff like that off the path, let it rot down, and then nature will take it back into the soil, and yeah, the recycling begins. But there's quite a lot of that around. There's a lot of these in this deciduous part. There's a lot of these Douglas fir that are trying to pop up, so they'll all come down. There's another one there. There's quite a few here, 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 and they're starting to sort of spread in here a little bit, so they'll come out. So just walking down this path here that I've put in, and I've got a lower path down below here, but there's a colony of bees there, and they're absolutely ferocious. They've stung my wife and my son a couple times now, and so they haven't stung me yet, but I'm going to leave them be for a bit. This is I'm starting to create some paths now, going up into the coniferous part from the deciduous, and I've just got a few boxes. If you can see, oh, there it is. It's different when you point to the GoPro, but I've got a few boxes there as well, and this is kind of like, then it goes quite heavy, but I have got quite a few beech trees there, and there's a load of beech coming down the bottom here as well. There's tons and tons of holly here, which I will need to thin these out a bit. But yeah, it's cracking. Love it. Love it. So this is one of my boxes here, number 5. So this hole here is for coal tits, and these boxes are really, really good. About 19 quid a shot. They last for about, or guaranteed for 15 years. That's all it is. So it keeps them warm in the winter when they roost in it. The insulation property's in there, and it also keeps them cool in the summer. So really, really good boxes. Also so hard, and that is sort of squirrel proof and woodpecker proof. And I got these dotted up, and they weigh loads, but they really are worth the money. Honestly, if you buy a wooden one, it'll last you a couple of years. These probably last 20 or 30 years. And they're number 5. That denotes the hole. That's a 28mm hole for coal tit and blue tit as well. But yeah, as you can see, that's not that far off the ground there. Quite only about a metre or so up. Autumn is certainly well and truly here now, with all those leaves just falling down there. Got some really, really old birch trees in here that don't even look like birch. They're so blackened and brown trunks on them and covered in moss. So this bit in here, as I said, is just completely awash with bluebells. And last year there was just like a single track going all the way through that the deer, badger and fox have been using just to transit through when they're out at night. So this year I'm a bit concerned about trashing too many of the bluebells, so I'm probably going to put a little crude wooden path all the way through, just so the badgers and the foxes and the deer and other species using them, like a little little motorway lanes, if you like, just so they can use up and down, and I don't start stepping all over the lovely bluebells, because that'd be a shame to trash them. But I think because I've cleared quite a bit of ground, I mean in here at the moment it was all like this basically, so it was a mixture of, on the edges, a bit of hazel there, but on the edges there were a lot of ivy, a lot of bramble, a lot thicker, a lot of ferns, a lot of bracken. And what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to cut it all out because I shocked the system too much, but just to clear a few rides, a few little paths through, and then just keep that habitat, because that's great for woodcock as well, and loads coming here, and there are not many here at the moment because it's not really cold enough. It's great just to transit around as well and leave a bit of that here, leave a bit of that habitat for wildlife, because if you took it all out, obviously a lot of the bramble there provides berries and stuff like that, blackberries for lots of species, so if I was to take it all out, it would it'd pretty much crash overnight. So it's just good to keep some there and just do bits by bit, by year, and yeah, I'll get there. We just got some buzzards overhead mewing. They've just gone off and they've just gone round. I just got my mobile phone out and just caught a bit of footage of them just over the tree canopy here. So hopefully it won't be too much of a bad quality, but hopefully we'll see that. They do that, this sort of firming the pair bond. And there's actually 3 of them there, so that could very well be the offspring from this year. But they live and breed in here, and I often come through and I flush them, or they're watching me sitting on a post up in the corner or up in a tree or an old rotten branch, looking down at me, keeping an eye on what's going on. But yeah, and the owls are also in here. The owls breed in my box down below, and the male roosts up here as well in the breeding season, so be nice to get some owl stuff at night as well. So yeah, lots and lots of ideas, and if you guys have got any, please, you know, give me some ideas, and I'll certainly look into that. Come here. It's good to see my dog Maya here, sporting her Poppy. She's a cracking dog, aren't you, darling? Yeah, you are. Yep. She doesn't usually like being mollycoddled when we're out, but not too bad today, girl. Go on, off you go. So guys, I guess you get the impression about where I'm going with this place. It is just going to be for wildlife and for my family and friends to enjoy, and just to bring nature on really and make it better for them. You know, there is lots more to see, but I kind of don't want to bore you too much, and we'll be here all day. But hopefully in the future, as things improve, the hides go up, the high seats. I'm going to set up some remote cameras as well, with which have got like 5G coverage, 4G coverage, so I can wire them straight to the house. Camera traps which are activated as well to my cellular phone, and you know, loads and loads of ideas coming on really. I really have. Yeah, and we're at the far end with the pond area, which is going to be a project which will be a lot later on than the rest of this. I wanted to start sort of in the deciduous end and work all the way through to the mixed middle bit, and then the coniferous at the other end, with the area which is quite marshy and boggy, which is going to be a great habitat for marsh and willow tits and a few other species as well. And to be honest, you know, I've spent probably about 36 hours in here working now, and I love it, and it's been great. But yeah, projects, ideas, endless, and make this a cracking place for all to enjoy, and certainly for my photography side of things. And I'm going to do, with the hide, I said before that I'm going to do bird feeding station, the badgers, the foxes, the stoats, the deer. So I'm tempted to do a bird of prey post, like a mossy post, and use that for tempting some birds of prey in. Now, I'm not one really for baited hides like that, apart from, yeah, feed my birds, that's baited, I guess. And we've had this conversation before, but I'm tempted to see what species we've got, not feed them regularly. But if I find any roadkill, I may well leave that on a post through the winter when it's lean times, and maybe be able to get a buzzard and a sparrowhawk in. But I'm still not sure. The jury's out on that one at the moment, but we'll have to see. So guys, at the minute, obviously the channel's been, as I said, a bit quiet, and I am actually cameraless at the minute. I say that, my sister's partner has thankfully lent me his 7D Mark I, which is a really quite old camera, but I've still got a Canon 300 F2.8 IS, 8-15 fisheye, and I've got 100mm macro still, and I still haven't made up my mind what's going on with what camera outfit I'm going to have. Now, I have pre-ordered a Canon R3, and I have ordered 100-500, I think it's f4.5 to 7.1 Canon L lens, which I've also got on pre-order, and an RF mount as well for my lenses. So, you know, that's pre-ordered. Get on the waiting list, really. They've got problems in Asia, in Japan. Canon have announced that they didn't expect such a demand I don't know how they managed to think that, but then they didn't expect such a demand, and components are short because of COVID and stuff, so it could be early part of next year. So at the moment I've got a 300 f2.8 and a 7D Mark I. So if I'm going to do any photography, I'll be doing it with that. And you know, at the end of the day, it's a good enough camera. It'll tide me over. It's very nice for him to lend it to me. But I'm focusing, as I said, on the Woodland, on lots of projects for next year, lots of workshops, and it gives me a bit of a break to think up new things. And in here, really, this is going to be the bulk of my photography. It is a fantastic project to have. And to be honest, YouTube videos, I love doing them, and I've got loads more to come, certainly, regardless of what's going on in the Woodland, and a lot of projects for photography next year. And but it does take up an awful lot of time, and this is obviously really going to take up the majority of my time at the minute. So that's where I am at the minute. I'm also going to be doing a review on some Olympus equipment, which they're kindly sending to me. Olympus Digital UK contacted me and said that it will going to lend me some kit to have a go with, see how I get on. I've got some money in the bank now, all my kit's been traded in, and so I'm not absolutely guaranteed to go with Canon. It's just a pre-order, so I can get on the list. I can cancel that when they come in stock. I've been looking at Nikon Z9, but I'm led to believe that they haven't got a lot of the lenses for the new mirrorless cameras, so it's a bit of a toss-up really. And I've still got some Canon glass, and the Canon menu system that I've been using for 35 years of Canon cameras, but obviously since the digital start, I've been using them ever since they went digital. And the menu systems, although they do change, are quite similar. The buttons, the positioning of things, how it all works, terminology. So for me then suddenly to switch to another outfit, like a Nikon or Olympus then, or a Sony, I'm so used to what I'm doing with my camera that I'm concerned that it's going to take me so long to get used to it. And I can do it in the dark with my 1DX2, and you know, that's going to prove maybe a few problems for me, and I may miss some shots. It may take me a hell of a lot of time to get used to it. So that's, you know, I'm bearing that in mind, but I'm certainly open to any other, you know, options there. You know, people say, you know, don't discount other brands, and I'm surely not going to do that. And you know, a 600mm f4 lens in an RF is £13,049 or something, and that is just way out of my budget. And I'm going to miss the 600. It was a Mark I, I had 16 years, and to be honest, I've had it that long and it's served me well. When it does decide to go wrong, which it could possibly do because it's quite old, it'll be costly to repair, I won't be able to trade it in, and it's getting very heavy. You know, it really is getting heavy. So, and that's a consideration. I can't hand-hold it, and you know, it's just impractical sometimes. So that's also one of the big considerations why dogs are starting to kick off now. So lots of those things, you know, I really struggle getting rid of it because I absolutely loved it and it's done me proud. And I don't want to leave Canon necessarily, but sometimes change is good. So if anybody else has got anything for me, you know, they could say, give me any sort of insight from their experiences moving from, say, Canon to Sony, Sony to Canon, or have they gone from Canon to Nikon and then gone back to Canon again? I know lots of people do move outfits and they've regretted it, and some have been perfectly happy. But yeah, at the moment, bear with me, hopefully within a month or two I'll have a brand new setup, gone mirrorless, and yeah, loads more from me, got loads coming. And if anybody's got any ideas for me here as well, what I can set up, you know, please, you know, let me know in the descriptions below, or if you don't want to leave anything, just send a private message to me through social media. If you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even Flickr, and yeah, just let me know, and I'll look into it. But I've got so many ideas, so many ideas. I'm going to put some, I forgot to say, but I'm going to put some high seats up. I use them for, obviously for shooting, and it's just observation little towers to sit on in the evening with my night vision and just see what comes through and where things are running around, because I've got a very good pair of night vision goggles. So I want to find out where these stoats are, and it'd be great to have a stoat, badger, fox, hide. We've just got a tree creeper going up a conifer. It's the first one I've seen, but my dog's probably going to whine he gets a bit impatient, does Monty, if I sit here too long. But guys, you know, if you know, I appreciate this vlog's probably not for everybody, and I know there's very many of you out there that are quite keen on to see what I do with the Woodland, and I really appreciate that. I've really kind of, I'm really chuffed that you're interested, and that even those that have offered to come and help me, I mean, that's amazing. There's many of you out there probably going, I couldn't care less, you know, but that's fair enough, you know, don't watch it. And if you do and you've got any ideas, you know, great to have you on board. And if you're down this way and you don't want a workshop and you want to swing by and say hi, please do. I'll gladly show you around. Come out with the dogs, walk around, have a cuppa, have a chat. And yeah, all in all, dog's coming in camera. All right, boy, stand right in front of my face now. Give me a lick. Yeah, cheers, dog. But from me anyway, guys, you know, there will be a lot more to come, and hopefully maybe a vlog with a 300 f2.8 prime and an old Canon 7D Mark I maybe on the cards. And to be honest, they still deliver cracking images, but we'll have to see. But well, guys, that's pretty much it for me, I think. And the dogs are going to get a bit impatient in a minute. Got my dog's ass in my face at the minute. But from me, guys, you know, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.